Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today is the day we've all been waiting for. We're gonna finally discuss my former Scentsy upline, who also happens to be a family member, and I know y'all have been waiting for this for a very long time. So we're gonna get right the fuck into it right after this disclaimer.
I feel like blessing my ride today. I know how much she like rolling. The smoke from the ties away. No telling where we'll be going, but I'm gonna be on it.
Absolutely not gonna lie, I already filmed this whole video and talked shit for about 2 hours. I understand that my tongue can be very sharp and my words can be very abrasive. And yesterday was a rough day. So today I've straightened my hair, I look a little less unhinged, and I feel a little calmer. So we're gonna talk about my former upline, who also happens to be a family member. If you want to get technical, she is a distant cousin of mine. I do have some things that I need to put out there before we really get into it. First things first is that I'm very abrasive, and I know that, and I'm okay with that. And I like to tell it how it is because for the first 36 years of my life, I didn't ever really speak up for myself. So over the past year, I have definitely become very abrasive and very blunt. And I understand that some people are not prepared or equipped to hear the truth in that way. So I've decided to react to this training from my former upline from Scentsy. However, something that I don't usually do on my channel is blur out faces. In this video, purely out of respect for my mother and this individual's parents, I will be blurring her face for the entire video. I will also say that anybody that wants to send this her way, or if she is watching, my mother has never and will never have a part in our situation. That's all that needs to be said there. This is purely out of respect for the family that I have supposedly, quote unquote, caused a giant rift in, which we're going to get into in this training. I also want to make it clear that never in a YouTube video that you watch of mine am I editing a video to ever rearrange the words to make myself look better. Do I add things like commentary and clips to make it more entertaining and to make people laugh?
Fuck yeah!
But that is not me rearranging words in a video to make myself look better. And I promise to never do that because I think that's unethical. It's not ever going to get a point across or teach a lesson. So again, that is not something that I will ever be doing on my channel, especially in this video. Now, if any kind of satire, comic relief, dark humor, GIFs that make people laugh might hurt your ego, I urge you to exit this video. Now, as we're going through this reaction, I do want to make it clear that I am not going to hold favoritism or react or comment any differently than I would with any other MLM participant or scam artist that I'm reacting to. This video will be purely based on my experience within Scentsy and also be full of my opinions and observations. This is one of the most unorganized and unprofessional trainings that I've ever seen, and it is a pile of word salad, and it's full of MLM behavior that is talked about but not often pointed out because we don't always have a window inside of these trainings that are shown behind the scenes in the groups that are shared on Facebook. Now, with all of that said, I am going to go ahead and put my personality back on.
Oh, thank God.
And we're going to get right the fuck into it.
I don't think I have enough lights on. Okay. That's a joke. Hopefully. I'm on a couple minutes early. Just because sometimes these things don't like to work.
Yikes. Off to a rough start.
Oh, you know what? I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay. Put that over there. Put this here. If you're like, where the heck are you? I'm in my daughter's room because she just got a new vanity. And so she has the best lighting. And so that's where I'm at. I'm in her room. And you're like, what is going on? I have like a million lights on. Her clock, like, yeah, okay. And then I have my training over here. Hello, Laura. Hi, Jessica. Okay, great. I could see comments. That's awesome.
Like I said, I'm not cutting this video at all. I'm not even cutting out dead space. Sometimes I will do that, but in an effort to prove that I don't edit my videos to make myself look better. Not to brag. That just happens on its own, I guess. But anyway, this is the first example of what not to do when you're actually starting a training, a seminar, a talk, a TED talk, a soapbox talk, a hope box talk, whatever it is you're about to do on live. Be ready. Start as soon as you hit that button, because everybody that is there live is there. And everybody that is late knows they're going to be late. They're going to miss the beginning, so they can rewatch the replay that starts as soon as they start it. Nobody wants to sit through this dead space of you telling us where you are and why, because frankly, nobody cares. That's not why they're there. And nobody wants to watch you try to figure out how to put your phone on do not disturb and find your training. This is something that should already be ready. But judging by the CEOs or COOs or whatever they are now, because they handed the CEO spot to Dan Orchard, Heidi and Orville Thompson, who are the original CEOs of Scentsy, they also have a really strange way of running their lives. So this doesn't really surprise me that much in terms of it being Scentsy.
I feel like half the time I can't see comments, so that's a beautiful thing. I'm just saving this over here. I plugged that in. We are good. Okay. Like 3 minutes. Where are you guys coming from? Where are you watching me from? Don't mind my hair. This is what we have today. Running on a few hours of sleep. So let's see here. I'm gonna close this. Where is everyone tuning in from? Hey, Heather. Hey, Shay. Tennessee. Okay. Illinois. Hi, Kathy. Beautiful, beautiful. Hi, Dorothy.
Okay, if we can get things started here now.
From Maryland. Excellent. North Carolina. Okay, I'm in South Carolina. I'm just sharing this to my team. Hi, Courtney. Minnesota. Beautiful.
I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up.
Hallelujah!
So we can get into the meat and potatoes, if you even want to call it that, because again, word salad.
Texas. Hey, Chris. How are you? Okay. Time is okay. 1 minute. Mary is from Canada. I love Canada. Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut originally. California, Oklahoma. Beautiful, beautiful. Puerto Rico. Oh, you live in San Antonio. Okay, cool. Okay. I know they've been talking about getting snow down here, but today it's just been torrentially downpouring, so I don't know what's happening. I'm like, okay. Let me go back to my thing here. I don't need any snow, just so you guys know. No, thank you. No, thank you. Missouri. All right, Shay, this is exciting. Kim, Washington, the state. I like it. I like it. I'm so glad you're here. Sweet. Thanks, Lisa, for telling her. Yay. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock, so I'm going to start, and then hopefully people will hop on as we're here. Oh, gosh, I do not miss snow at all. I grew up in Connecticut, so I don't miss it, even though my kids are always like, I want the snow. No, thank you. No, thank you. And don't let them... See, my son was born in Utah, but my daughter was born in Florida, and she's not a snow girly. I don't like the cold. When we left Utah, and moved to Florida, it was 7 degrees out. I was like, I don't miss this at all. Okay, oh, sweet, Mariah. It's just so cold, right? And it's just so wet, and it's just so cold. Okay, so, again, I am live from my daughter's room. If you're like, what is going on? Why are all these, girly things happening? I'm in her room.
4.5 minutes before we even started anything. Do this before you hit live, friends and fam, I guess. Before you hit live on anything, be ready to go with what you're saying. That millennial pause is real, and the longer it is, the worse. And I am guilty of it. You don't have to do that. You could just be ready and hit go.
I love Canada. Hi, Megan. I loved our Canada trip. I just say that, Megan. I miss it so much. That was the best trip. But my daughter just got a new vanity, so I'm using her lighting and then my little mirror lighting. Vini, I hope I'm saying that right. I was born and raised in Prospect, Connecticut. It's like a small town in the middle of like near like Middlebury, Southington, that area. And then I lived in Utah in like Salt Lake and West Jordan for 4.5 years. And then we lived in Florida and now we live in South Carolina. Okay. So I'm in my daughter's room. I'm using her space because the lighting is on point and her room is pretty clean compared to everything else that I have going on in my house. I have my notes next to me, so if you see me looking off, it's just because I want to make sure that I'm staying on track because I tend to... Oh, my kids are at the door. Okay, I love you. I'm live, okay? Oh, now the baby's crying because she told her I was like, hey, Camila! Hi, bestie. Okay.
You want to drop it in the comments? Because if I say it, I'm going to get in trouble. But all I'll say is, time freedom. Yay. Time freedom. This business is amazing. It can save your life. It can save your finances. It can do all of the things.
So, hopefully you can't hear that because now they're giving the baby a bath. This is my life, okay? Just so you know, this is my life. Anyways, my name is Megan. I am a superstar director. I live in South Carolina, which is pretty close to actually work at the we have here. I have been with Scentsy for, I will celebrate 17 years on January 16th. So right around the corner, I'm about to celebrate 17 years. If you guys were here, I was born and raised in Connecticut, and then I moved to Utah, and then we moved to Florida, and now I live in South Carolina. I have 3 children. I have like a whole story. I'm sure many of you hear it, so you've heard it, so I'm not going to bore you with my Scentsy story per se, but I do have some experience, and this is, I guess, the 17th start, hi Sarah, to my Scentsy business in a new year and all the things. So I've done this before, and so things have evolved and happened, and I've evolved as a person, right? As I started this business. I was a college student. I moved across the country to be with my now ex-husband. I didn't have children. I was just starting a career. So Scentsy and my career, I've been doing it the same amount of time, right? I was in school for radiology when I started my Scentsy business. So I still work in radiology full-time, weekend overnights. I'm essentially a single mom. I got divorced in 2017. And I do have a significant other, but we do not live together right now. We do have a child together, but they're just like, there's a lot of moving parts here. So we don't live together. So I run a home and take care of these children. We do it together, but separately. It's very hard to explain. But
remember that part. Please remember that part. Please remember that part.
We get it.
Thank you.
But things are changing. Things are moving. There's a lot of moving parts. So here we are. And so I wanted to come on and talk because I feel like every year, and again, I'm so thankful to be doing this. I feel like this is kind of like, I'm excited to be here on this day because today is technically my new year, right? And you're probably like, no, the new year was 6 days ago. Not for me. Not for me. So the new year really started today for me. And that's because, for multiple reasons. This whole season was kind of crazy. My kids have a longer break here in South Carolina, which is so glorious. It's so nice. So I work my Scentsy business the whole month of December, but I try to take a break over Christmas because I want to, one, veg out, right? I'm sure we all feel that way. I love Christmas. I'm a Christmas girly. They call me the QOC, Queen of Christmas. That's just, I love Christmas, right? And I want to spend it with my friends and family. I do work in healthcare, so I did work Christmas Day, taking care of sick patients, and I'm okay with that, right? This is what I signed up for. I'm here for it. I've worked almost every Christmas that I've been in healthcare, either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. It's just what I do. That's just how the cookie crumbles, right? That's what I signed up for. But I like to take the time to just sort of take a breath from the whole year, right? Because we spend the whole year working our business and doing all the things, and we're busy and life is happening and we're trying to run a show, run a business, take care of our team, take care of ourselves, doing all the things. And by the end of the year, we're tired. I get it. Especially if you're working towards an incentive trip, or you're working towards annual mentor or annual sales, or whatever it is, whatever your goal to promote, to do all those things. I get it. And so by the time Christmas comes around, it's kind of just like, I need a break, and everybody needs a break. Once in a while. And that's not to say I don't take breaks throughout the year. Like, you know, we went on vacation in October, so I put my phone down and enjoyed Disney with my family and my children and my best friends. Like, that's, you should be doing that, right? But like, come Christmas, I need to take a break. I'm taking care of other people. I'm baking. I'm cooking. I'm taking care of presents. I'm being all the things. And so it's just a time for me to reset, come down, and breathe. But also, it's chaotic. So like, with everything else going on in life, you're an adult, things are happening, like, we just always have obligations and responsibilities, and like, I know you guys.
All right, let's take a break right there and discuss. Something I want to bring your attention to is the discussion of taking a break from your business. And the reason I put that in quotes is because, is it really a break when you're doing all of this holiday running around and whatnot, and also it's not your business? So I will always put that part in quotes. It is not your business.
Are you trying to do a British accent?
I don't know if I'm any good at that accent, but we just gave it a shot. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. When you are hearing somebody who is approaching you about a quote unquote business opportunity, and they tell you that they take a specific time of year off to regroup and reprocess, whether that's Christmas or a week off in July, a week off in January, whatever it is, okay? Ask them,
is that the only break you ever get? And how do you pay yourself during that break?
If they do not have an answer, which MLM participants will likely not have an answer, run away. That is a huge red flag. If they're only getting that one time of year off and they don't have answers to how they even planned to financially prepare for that, that's not a business, that's a hobby. It's very important that you look at those types of things when you're starting a business, or you think you're starting a business and trying to make money doing something. It's important to know those things so that you don't end up in a rut like I was in.
Know that and feel the same way. So today, my kids went back to school. Really, they were supposed to go back tomorrow, but today was a weather makeup day for hurricanes, blah, 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 blah. So today they went back to school. Today also started a 30 to 45 day construction process in my home. That's another reason why I'm here, because I lost my office. And so I'm in my daughter's room because I no longer have an office right now. There's a lot of, again, moving parts and things are changing, and here we are. And so I keep my Christmas decor up through the 6th, through the Epiphany. That's just something that I do. And again, I'm taking that time to just relax, veg out. Here we are. I spent all last week purging so many things, you guys. Master closet, my office space, 17 years of Scentsy. Okay. Like, that's insane. My garage, which became like a catch-all because I built this house by myself, but when you build a house for the first time, I don't think you realize how much storage you think you have, and then you get in there and you're like, I have no storage. So like, my garage became my storage because it's not attached to my house, it's in the back. And so like,
me, I, my. Let me be blunt with this one.
Oh yes, please do that right now.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Don't take it personal, baby.
You could look back in my other videos, and I say that about anybody that is on a video that is attempting to train somebody about anything and just sitting there talking about them and their life. This is giving nothing to these consultants whatsoever. Nothing other than background of your life and what's going on in your life. We are now 11 minutes and 33 seconds into this training, whatever you want to call it, live stream, where you're talking at these consultants, trying to give them some kind of tangible information that they can use in their business. And we have only heard about your life and yourself. And this training is only 51 minutes. So at this point, we only have 40 minutes to find something tangible to take with us and relaunch or reconfigure, rejoice in your Scentsy business. There's nothing. There's no substance to these trainings that are being put out by MLM consultants. And this training specifically is such a great example of that.
It just became a catch-all. So I went through that. I got rid of over 300 pounds of stuff that came. And so, yeah. So I've been purging and doing all these deep cleaning, decluttering to get ready for this construction. And I had to like clear out multiple spaces, and I still have to clear out like the rest of the master and then go downstairs, and I'm going to clear out all those other spaces. And so we're here. And like I said, the 1st through the 5th, that wasn't the new year for me. Today is the new year. Happy New Year. Here we go. And I want you to know, like, I want to say, if you already feel like you're behind, or you, you're just like, I'm not ready for this new year. It's okay. It's okay. Like, don't.
Side note, if you're still not ready for this new year, 2025, today on March 20th, 2025, the first day of spring, me neither. Totally unrelated, but wanted to let you know. Because if she's going to spend all this time talking about herself, I might as well talk about myself too.
I just don't want you to like give up before the new year even starts, because I'll do that I do things like that all the time, and I've learned to stop. So if you're feeling like you're already behind, I want you to stop. Like, you're not behind. We're only 6 days in to the new year, okay? And you could be like me and be like, today is the new year. Happy New Year, okay? Today is New Year. Tomorrow my son turns 13. Why? How does that happen? My birthday's on Thursday, and then my other daughter's at the end of the month. It's a crazy month, okay? So here we are. And I'm excited because a fresh start is always like my favorite thing. I love to declutter. I love to purge. I love to like set new goals. I love to get it's just a clean, fresh slate. So if you haven't done that and you feel like you haven't given yourself that refresh, like, I want you to kind of just like push it all out and like veg for a second and be like, okay, and if you didn't take a break, I want you to take a break. You need to take a break and come back like, okay, I'm ready for this. And so I want this season to be a season of change for you and for me, and forever, however you want it to be. But I want you to make a difference. I want you to feel like you're doing the things that you want to do without having like some sort of guilt, right? Because like, I know that guilt, and if you're like me, I know you know that guilt. So with that being said, I want you to take a minute, and I want you to reflect on 2024. I want you to think about 2024 for just a second. If you have a pen and paper, please write it down.
Pen and paper time! We've reached the point in the training where we need a pen and paper to write down empty information.
But I want you to think about a moment or something that happened in 2024 that changed your outlook, or changed your thought process, or taught you something that you didn't realize was teaching you something until it happened. And then you're like, oh my gosh. And I just want you to think about it for a second. Like, I want you to self-reflect on something that happened, and is it going to change your future, or did it change your future? Like, just think about it for a second, write it down.
Now it's giving, I'm trying to be a life coach. Where are we going with this? This has nothing to do with Scentsy or running a business. It has to do with your life, and that shouldn't be so intertwined into your business.
And then I want you to ask yourself, is there one thing that you would or could, if you could, rewrite in 2024, what would it be? If there's something, and like, if you have a pen and paper, write it down, or take a note, or whatever the case may be. But just like, think about it. Like, is there something that you would change if you could? And if so, what is it? And is it something that you're going to come across again this year? Because if it is, then you're going to want to change whatever it is that you wanted to change. Okay. I love that. Getting out of the cycles, right? Every year comes with ups and downs, you guys. We all have them, right? We're all adults. We all have ups and downs. We have families, we have friends, we have careers, we have jobs, we have Scentsy, we have home, whatever the case may be, right? Everybody has ups and downs. And they teach us things that maybe we don't realize. They change us in ways maybe we don't realize. And sometimes we reflect on them and we realize, oh my gosh, that was a life-changing moment. That was something that changed the trajectory of my life. And I just want you to know, like, as cliche as this sounds, like, every win or failure that you go through is a stepping stone. It's not a stumble. These are just stepping stones to get to your next point.
Cool. Welcome to life. what are we doing here? What are we doing? Where are we going? Are we going to land this plane somewhere that makes sense? Or are we landing it in the middle of nowhere?
Okay? And I want you to reflect on those things. I want you to realize that not everything is a negative. Even if it felt negative in that moment, it happened, again, sorry for the cliche, for a reason. And there's something to be learned from that, right? There's something to be taught. There's something that we need to understand from whatever the case may be. And so I want you to use those to make changes. And I want you to use those to continue to grow, and do the things that work for you. So like, oh yeah, Shay, stop assuming people aren't interested. That is the worst. And that is something I think that every consultant deals with and goes through. And my thing for that always is never make a decision for someone else. Even if it's not about Scentsy, anything in general. Like, I never want to make a decision for somebody else. And so never assume, right? Because you know what they say. And so I want you all to embrace the fresh start. Like, today is a brand new day. Every day is a new day, right? Every day is a new day. So even if you had a crap bag day yesterday, today is a brand new day. And my thing is always give yourself 24 hours, right? You could cry, you could eat ice cream, you can watch movies, you could stay in bed all day, 24 hours, and then you get up and you restart, you get going, right? Because doing things drive us to do more things, right? And so having a blank slate is like truly something. It's like truly something special.
I will say that is something that's always stuck with me. And this is the individual that I heard it from. Give yourself 24 hours and then move on. And that's super helpful. So if you take anything from this video, let it be that piece of information. At least they got that.
And so today my blank slate started, okay? And I'm super excited that I get to do this training today, right? It just feels like such a good refresh. It feels like a good start. It feels invigorating, right? It's just like, oh, like the release of it is so awesome. So my new notebook came today. I'm obsessed with these notebooks. Apparently everybody stopped carrying these notebooks. I'm obsessed with them. I don't know why, but I'm excited. I use these notebooks for everything. Like, I have multiples. Like, one is a tax notebook. One is where I write all my orders for my customers. One is my bank balance statement. Like, I balance my bank book in this. And I just love these. They're just like my favorite. And so this came today. I will tell you, through the years, I have learned I'm 1,000,000% a paper and pen galley. That's just it. I'm a paper and pen girl through and through. I try to do digital. It's not for me. And if some of you know, I am the follow-up queen. Something that I came up with years ago was my mini binder. I'm going back to that this year for all of my follow-up. I'm so excited. And so if you don't know about that, you can look it up on YouTube. I'm going back to that.
So now we know what notebooks you love. Great. Good for you. You. If you wanted to give them a tangible piece of information, you could have gone into more detail about that follow-up system. It is a very simple system that could have taken you 5 minutes to explain, because then at least they would have had some kind of action to take when they got off of this call, because they really don't have any actions to take. This is super overwhelming, and it's not giving anybody anything to focus on in their business as far as a stepping stone to give them a head start in what you're trying to tell them to do. We don't know what's happening. This is pure fucking chaos.
Tweaking it a little bit. And I will say I am normally a planner girly. Like, I'll get a planner, and like this past year I got an awesome planner, but every day I'm reaching for my notebooks. So that's just what works for me. Find what works for you, because no matter what you do and what somebody else does, if they are doing something that you try to do, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Like, literally, like, I see so many people that like are trying to do everything from other people. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. If you want to adopt one thing, please do. But if you're not using it and you're not utilizing the things that you're adopting, then they're not working for you and you're wasting your time. Okay? So like, stop doing that. I can't express that enough. Stop doing it. Stop searching for the next thing and use what you have. Utilize what you have. And so I'm using my notebooks every day. because I love to brain dump. I love to put everything in my notebook, like my to-do list. Things that are in my head. I do have like Post-its. I'll like make lists at work sometimes and I'll put them right in my notebook. That's just how I work. But it empties out my brain. And that's like a whole another bag of bananas.
Maybe we should have had a brain dump before the training. So at least you would have had a sheet of paper of ideas for these people. Something other than just getting on here and rambling for 51 minutes.
If my brain is cluttered, then everything else around me is cluttered and vice versa. If the counter's cluttered, my brain's cluttered, there's brain fog, I'm snippy, I'm all the things. And I can't deal with it. So like, this is just how I dump it all. So I'm able to brain dump my thoughts right in front of me, which truly helps my brain. It truly does. So does Adderall. I won't lie. And
doesn't belong on a public training video. The internet is forever. So don't get mad when things like this are expanded beyond the audience of Scentsy consultants that you really only wanted to see this video. This is the reality of being online and running a business.
My vitamin B12 and vitamin C and my daily vitamins, like all those things help me. Drinking my water. I know when I don't drink my water, I get a headache. Okay. And I'm not saying like, oh, you need to make a goal to drink water. Just little things like this, okay? And so I've decided this year I'm going to revamp my team shout-outs. I did some things last year that I loved. I'm just revamping them slightly. Nothing crazy because they worked. They worked for me. They worked for my team. They loved them. I asked them. Good to go. Team mail, my leadership approach. Again, retweaking my customer follow-up back to a mini binder. And so that's just one thing. That's my first clean slate. My next clean slate is that I declutter. I declutter my spaces and I keep everything tidy. A couple years ago, I took like a course on purging and decluttering because I know that a ton of people, and I was a victim of this, I would be like, oh, I'm going to declutter and purge all my things, and all I would do is organize my crap. That's not purging and decluttering. Get rid of the things that you don't need because they're taking up space in your home and in your body, in your brain. They're just consuming you, and you don't need all those things. You don't need 49 spatulas in your kitchen utensil drawer. I'm just saying, you don't. You do not need, you just don't need them, okay? You don't. You don't need 75 markers. Listen, I am a office supply girly, but you don't need 75 Sharpies, okay? Just take a breath. We don't need, the overconsumption in this country, in this world is insane. So take a step back.
Truth bomb. I'll agree there. The overconsumption is ridiculous. But that brings me to, why are you overconsuming Scentsy? Why are you encouraging other people to overconsume Scentsy? Isn't that a bit hypocritical? Nobody needs that much wax. Nobody needs that many warmers. Yet we want people to overconsume so that you can line your pockets.
And so I love to declutter. Like I said, I just decluttered a ton of spaces that I kind of was avoiding, and they were my bigger spaces because I've already decluttered and purged like my bathroom and things of that nature years ago. And they've stayed that way because I don't buy things until I need them. If I run out of shampoo, that's when I'm buying shampoo. I'm not going out and buying 6 shampoos before I run out, right? You just don't need all those things. You don't. You do not. And if you're struggling with that, message me and we can talk about it because you just don't need all these things, okay? You don't need 49 spatulas, Sarah. You don't. And so, yeah, that is that. Okay. And so that is, when you have less stuff, it's just less brain fog, right? It's less clutter in your brain, less things around, less things to think about. I can't express that enough, but it's the truth. And if you're ever wondering or feeling like things are like you're struggling with things and you don't know why, or you feel snippy or you feel triggered or anything of that nature, look around. Look around in your space and be like, I don't like this because there's a pile of mail sitting on the counter and it's been there for 3 weeks and I just keep adding mail to it. And now the mail is stacked up 300 letters deep. Go through your mail, and then whenever you get mail, go through it immediately. Put it on the counter and go through it. Don't put it down, put it away. That's the slogan here. Don't put it down, put it away. Putting it down is just more adding crap to your crap piles, which is then burdening your brain, okay? And then your clean slate is going away. You're burdening your brain and giving yourself brain fog from things that are around you. And y'all, I know that some of you know this, but also some of you don't. And it took me years to figure this out. I will be 41 on Thursday, okay? I discovered Adderall at age 39. Literally. I was like, something is really, somebody actually, my best friend said, your thought process is not normal. You should probably talk to somebody about it. And then I went in and they were like, yeah, you don't have to struggle with things like this. And I was struggling because I just thought that this was adulthood. No, it's not. So, just so you know, I know I just went on a little rampage there. Not rampage, but you know, like a little vent. I don't even know. What's the word I want to use? I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
A little off topic, a little unhinged, a little what the fuck. Does that help?
So look around you, see the spaces, declutter them. Do not organize your crap, you guys. When I say, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to give you a little tip. When you're decluttering a space, take everything out of the space. Everything out. You're not decluttering in a basket, okay? Take everything out so that the space is now empty, okay? We're talking, say, a hall closet, okay? Everything comes out. The whole closet is empty. You're looking at everything in front of you. Start throwing things away. Throw your crap away. Things that you haven't touched in a year, you're not going to touch them in that year. You're not.
That warmer you haven't touched in a year, throw it out. Throw it out. You're not going to touch it ever again. Throw that warmer out that you haven't touched in a year.
You are not. And if you do, you can go out and buy a new one if you need it. Okay? Look through it. Are they things you need? Do they bring you joy? Are you using this? Is it something you can replace down the road if you must? Is it something that you want to keep because it means something to you? Then you get one box to keep important things in. Okay? Take everything out of the space. Don't organize your crap. You don't need organizers to put things in. You have plenty of organizers. I'll tell you right now, I have 20 different containers and boxes and things to go out on my porch tomorrow for neighbors, for me to put free, come pick up, because I got all of those while I was decluttering my office and my daughter's closet and the garage. Like, what? Who needs it? No, you don't need it. Okay? Tangent. Done. Next. I want you to think of a word for this year. I know a lot of you guys do that, and I really want you to think about it. I love to get a word for the year. Like, it's just, it feels fresh. It feels refreshing.
Get your popcorn ready.
And I consider it a form of a reset, right? And my bestie, Jennifer Anderson, I know probably all of you know her because she's incredible. She is my best friend. I love her to death. She is my Scentsy bestie. We are besties.
We know her very well.
She said something to me and I was like, oh my gosh. I used to call Scentsy my hope box. Hope box, like soap box, right? And she's like, we need to bring that hope back. And I'm like, that's my word for this year. Hope box. This is my hope box. And all year I didn't talk about this being my hope box.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yes, you heard that correct. We've changed the phrase soap box to hope box. And Scentsy is this individual's hope box. Hope box. Soap box. Okay, first of all, why are we changing soap box to hope box? Because that doesn't even make any sense. If you look at the origin of soapbox, here's what it means. The term soapbox originally referred to a raised platform, often improvised from a wooden box used by public speakers, particularly in the street. So because y'all are out here identifying as hope dealers, you're gonna change the actual phrase of soapbox to hope box to throw people off. It's giving commercial cult very heavily. I don't think an MLM or pyramid scheme, as some like to refer to them, is really a positive soapbox to be standing on. It feels like this type of soapbox or hope box would be full of rotted wood and it would just fall apart as soon as you stand on it, because there is really no solid foundation in any of these businesses that y'all are pretending to run. And this is proof. What are we doing? If you don't have some kind of plan to speak to 20,000 plus Scentsy consultants who are going to be listening to you, and you just sit there and ramble, what is that displaying about the company? These individuals that are in Scentsy or any other MLM, when they get on these types of live trainings, most times they have no idea what the fuck they're doing, and they're just rambling and talking at you about hope boxes and spewing cult-like language at you.
Because I was worried about other things, and I was worried about how other people were going to react, and I was worried about the anti-MLMers. No. This is my hope box. Scentsy has done so much for me and my family, and people should know about it. Because if I didn't have Scentsy, I would probably be living in a tent somewhere.
No, you wouldn't. That's false. And I know this dips into the personal side of things, but I think it's important to point out, just like I pointed out my wrongdoings when I was in the MLMs. I have a whole video of me reacting to my trainings and pointing out where I was lying. That is not true. That is the furthest thing from the truth. And in my opinion, if I were to get on here and say that I 110% support my lifestyle by myself, I 110% support my kids by myself, regardless of if my husband is in the picture or not, that would be like a gut punch to my parents. My mom and my stepdad do so much for me, and I know her parents do the same for her and her children. So to sit here and say that even if your ex-husband is not in the picture, that you have no help whatsoever is a crock of shit. And it's leading people to believe that if they are a single parent that have no help, they have no family members that are helping them whatsoever. It's leading these people to believe that they can join an MLM like Scentsy and be well off like you are. And that is not the case. That is factually not the case. There is a article stating that over 99% of MLM participants fail and lose money, putting them in a worse position for them and their families and their children. So you are part of the 1%. And to get on here and say that anybody can do this and it saved you from having to live in a tent is a bold-faced lie.
No joke, right? I went out on my own after a divorce. I get no money from the other side, you guys. I fully support my children 110% by myself, okay? So if some of you are like, how come you work a full-time job and Scentsy? That's why. Because I have responsibilities that I have to take care of and a roof over their heads.
And let's not also forget to mention the part that I told you to remember in the beginning. If you didn't remember, if you're a stoner like me, let's refresh our memory.
There's a lot of moving parts here. So we don't live together, so I run a home and take care of these children. We do it together, but separately. It's very hard to explain. But
well, I'm not calling you a liar, but...
Yep. They're raising their child together but separately, but she's 110% responsible financially for her children. We are telling lies in an attempt to get people to stay in an MLM or to join an MLM. And that's where the problem lies. And it's part of my job to call that bullshit out. So I would be doing a disservice to my audience if I didn't call it out and let them know, draw attention to the tactics that are being used in these MLMs. When you have proof that these are the tactics being used in MLMs, I will no longer sit here and be silent. When I see it, I'm calling it out, whether you're a family member or not.
And to put food in their mouths. And they have very expensive sports they play. Very expensive. And so this is important. And Scentsy is my hope box, and it's never going to change because no matter what it is, it always brings me some sort of hope. And I'm going to stop letting other people tell me that it doesn't, because that's what I did last year. I let the anti-MLMers and the people that don't understand consume my brain, and that is BS. Those people do not need to consume your brain. Those people aren't for us.
If there's anybody that understands more than anyone else, it is the anti-MLM community. We do a ton of research because it's our job. It is our job to uncover your lies, and we won't stop anytime soon.
Those people can go hate on whatever they're doing, right? I'm not going to let people like that clutter my brain because we're not the same. Their hearts and their minds are filled with hate and disgust, and we're not them. We have a different agenda. I'm over here. I'm going to be a hope dealer. I'm going to thrive on hope, and I'm going to keep that always, and I want my kids to feel the same way, that there's always something to be hopeful for, and there's always something that hope can give us, and I want them to know that. That's it. I want them to know that. I don't need negativity from other people who have ugly hearts. That's the only way I could put it. And one of those people, there's an anti-MLM out there that is related to me. And that has caused a giant rift in our family. And I'm not dealing with that anymore. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm just going to pray for her. That's it. Because that's all I can do. Because the hate in her heart is just, we're just not the same.
I don't have hate in my heart. I do, however, have a filter that I put there very recently for bullshit. It's no longer accepted. And if somebody putting that bullshit filter to use and calling you out on your bullshit qualifies as hate or negativity, then maybe you need to take a look in the mirror and ask yourself why. Why is somebody telling me their truth about how they feel, about their experience, about the research that they've done? Why is that impacting me so much? Take a look in the mirror. It's not the anti-MLMers you hate. It's the unethical business practice that you're involved in. And something tells me that deep down in your gut somewhere, you know that Scentsy's horseshit.
Exactly, Chris. That is none of my business. I say that to my kids all the time. I'm like, if somebody has an opinion about you, it's none of your business. You want to know why? Because what they say doesn't matter. Because you know who you are. We know who we are. We know what this business represents.
Yet here you are in front of, again, 20,000 plus Scentsy consultants talking about the hate in my heart. How is that not hypocritical? You're doing the exact same thing. We're cut from the same cloth, baby.
We are family.
We know what it does for other people. You don't let that change anything, okay? And I let that consume me, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I will say at the beginning of the year, it consumed me much more last year. And then after Summit, I started to change things and let things go.
After Summit, I wonder why. I'll put it into perspective for everybody that hasn't been involved in MLMs or MLM events. When you go to MLM events like Superstar Director Summit, that is very much a commercial cult environment. And they're going to twist words when people are not there to, I don't know, challenge your opinion. If everybody in the same room has the same opinion as you, of course you're going to believe everybody on the outside is wrong. And this is where the cult tactics come in. Nobody is at these summits or events challenging their opinions, saying, why is it this way? Why don't you try it this way? So they leave feeling validated that what they're doing is fine. And the anti-MLMers in this case are the ones that are wrong. This is the us versus them of the cult-like behavior that we talk about so much in the anti-MLM community. This is a commercial cult, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many others.
And I had like an eye-opening moment at Summit, at Superstar Director Summit in Idaho, and it changed me. And that was one of the things that I reflect back on in 2024. I'm not going to let the opinions of others change who I am and or my heart, right? Because we know what we do for other people. And I know that I'm a good person through and through, 1000%. I will put anybody before myself any day. And I want the best for my kids, and I'm giving them a life that they deserve, right? And so I'm not going to worry about what other people have to say about anything. I'm not. If you're going to hate, you hate over in your hateful corner, right? Because none of us need hate in our heart. None of us, because it's ugly and it's gross, and hate and negativity consumes you. I always say a positive mind, a positive life, positive heart, positive vibes. Because
it's absolutely not hate and negativity. This is entertainment. If we're going to talk about the content creators that are on YouTube creating entertaining content while also educating on predatory companies like Scentsy. That's not hate and negativity. That is people uncovering the truth that you don't want them to see. So you're doing damage control right now. That's what this is.
When you breed positivity, it just keeps growing. When you breed negativity, that just festers into an ugly ball of gross. I don't want that anywhere in the vicinity of me or you or our children or our families. No, we know what we bring to the table, and that's that. That's that. If they don't like it, that is totally fine. And so hope is my word for 2025 because I'm bringing it back. I am on my hope box, and I will share hope with every single person that I come in contact with. I don't care. And it doesn't even have to be about Scentsy. It could be about anything. If you're going through something, I'm going to be hopeful for you. I'm going to be hopeful for your life. I'm going to be hopeful for changes. I'm going to tell you the things that my bestie Jennifer told me to do, and I'm going to share those with you, right? And that's something else I did this year. I learned to pray harder and not just keep everything inside. And I'm not going to get preachy on you guys, but like, I grew up a Catholic. I'm Catholic, born, raised, went to Catholic school, and sometimes you forget the littlest things. I'm like, why am I suffering with all this when Jennifer's like, pray about it. Give it to God and go to sleep. That's it. And that's what I'm doing. And so next, we're going to rise. We're rising up in 2025, which leads me from the negativity that none of us need to deal with, right? There's no room for negativity in our hearts, in our spaces, no.
Negativity or truth? There's no room for the truth. What the fuck are we doing? Be so for real.
Absolutely not. You can have a negative something once in a while. You can feel upset about something. I'm not saying like we're just going to be like yucky positivity all the time, like where I'm just like, you know what I mean, like toxic to positivity. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying everybody has a bad day. Everybody has a bad day. But like I said, give yourself 24 hours and let's get back up and start again, right? Because that motivation, once you get back up, it drives itself to keep going, right? And as you do more things, you realize, oh my gosh, even if you have 15 minutes, you're like, I have 15 minutes. I'm going to do something. I'm going to put on music. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to do something that's going to make me feel better. And from there, you already feel better. So then the next thing can happen. Okay. So we're rising up in 2025. Here we go. We're leaving the things that like just feel icky and gross and whatever of what's ever happening. Like,
no, we're back to life coaching.
On the news and in this country, things of that nature. I'm not going to go there. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying like turn the news off. First of all, just turn it off. Shut down your social media. Less time on social media because there's a lot of ick and just like keyboard warriors who are just like, ugh, like it's like impending, like not doom, just like, it just doesn't feel good. Like if you start seeing things like on like socials that are positive, like watch those because then your feed will give you more positivity and things of that nature. Those are good things. So I want to make sure, do you have systems in place? Do you have a daily system, whether it's in your regular life or in your Scentsy life? If you don't have daily systems, this is something I would definitely develop or start to develop this year, okay? You want routine. Routine they're just so important, okay? And a routine creates a habit, and growth lives in habits, you guys. Growth and change lives in habits.
This is not groundbreaking. This is regular information that you can find on the internet for free in a more organized fashion as well. If you want the 5 steps to getting your day started out right, Google the 5 steps to getting your day started out right, and you'll find a well put together video by somebody, a creator somewhere, that comes up telling you how to do that in 5 minutes. Instead of sitting here for 50 minutes and you having to piece the word salad together that you just sat through.
And things just develop when you have routines and habits, okay? And so that's where progress lives, that's where change lives, and you just are a different person when you're growing, right? It's good. So, for me, typically after Christmas every year, I want to throw the whole house away. I hate all my decor. I hate everything. So when I take everything down, which will start this week, I kind of bask in no decor up because it just gives my brain a reset, okay? And I'm like, okay. And I'm just kind of living in that space. Plus, with all this construction, I don't want to put anything back out right now. And I don't want to bring boxes in and stuff like that because I am a decor girly. I love to decorate. I love my house. I love all the things. But I like to take a break because Christmas, there's like a lot of stuff.
Oh, This is such a common trend that you see in the MLM world and the network marketing world when these individuals who, again, have no experience on how to lead people, they get on these trainings and just start talking about themselves. Me. People tune out when they start to hear too many I's and me's. They don't want to hear about you. They're thinking about them. Do you know how many times I'm editing a video and I go on a tangent about myself and I'm like, I got to cut that out because nobody gives a flying f***. Nobody fucking cares. They're all worried about themselves and their business. They don't care. If you want to get on a live and start talking about you and your life, FaceTime your friend Jennifer or somebody because people don't want to sit through this shit.
And even this year I didn't do a ton, but like I like to take it all down and then just kind of live in my space for a little bit, like, and feel how I'm feeling. And it's hard to explain, and I'm sure some people are like, okay, but like I just need like a break from everything, and it clears my mind. And so I do all that. I purge the things. Normally when I'm putting away Christmas decor, I'm looking and going, I'm never going to use this Christmas decor again, so I donate it. Or I'll put it out on my front porch and be like, hey, free, come pick it up. And my neighbors are like, woo, they love free stuff, okay? So I love that. And then every year I clean out spaces and go through things. Like I said, the construction's going on, so it's a little bit different. It's going to get a little messy in here, which I'm a little anxious about because I know how that goes. A couple years ago, I put in a pool, and that was... I am so thankful, right? I've always wanted a pool. I've dreamt about a pool. I've dreamt about having a pool in our backyard. And I was able to do that for my kids because of Scentsy and because of my full-time job. And if you've never put in an in-ground pool, holy moly. That's a lot of dirt. You're like, where did this dirt come from? It has a very distinct smell. I'm like, oh my God, I can't take it. So I know that's about to happen with construction, but it's okay. And so I have non-negotiable systems already in place that I already do, that it's just something that I've done for years. Many of you probably know I do, if you've listened to any of my other trainings, it's called close to open. I do this in my kitchen every night before I go to bed.
Oh my God, it's just feeling like a brag session.
I'm amazing. Look at the systems that I have in place. I'm not going to tell you how I do them.
If you're going to sit here and tell people about the quote unquote systems that you have in place for all of these things that are happening in your household that somehow help your Scentsy business stay more organized, you have to come to this training with actionable steps for these people to take to put these systems in place so that they can help their business the way that you're helping your business. But that's not what's happening here, and that is not what happens at all in this training. So I feel for all of the people that had to sit through this and ended up getting a notebook recommendation so far.
I close it down so that when I get up in the morning, the kitchen is ready for me to turn on the open sign and we are ready for the day, okay? And so that means no dishes in the sink. The dishwasher's been run, or, you know, like one or the other. I typically don't like to run the dishwasher when we're sleeping, just in case, because I'm crazy person. But there's no dishes left in the sink. Backpacks are ready to go. School lunches are made. There's nothing on the counter. Things are put away. The toys are picked up for my crazy feral 2.5-year-old. Like, things are picked up. The garbage is brought out. Everything is ready, right? So that when I walk upstairs, everything is clean. Everything is ready to go. And I'm walking up the stairs going, I'm ready for the next day. Because I know you and I know me. If I come down and I almost swore, I'm so glad. There's crap everywhere. My day is like, I just want to go back to bed, right? So when it's ready the next day, it's such a glorious feeling. And it's like, oh, okay. And I didn't really have to do anything to get there, right? Like, it's just done. It's just ready. I wipe down my counters, my counter clean. The music's playing for the dog. The lights are off. My Scentsy warmers are glowing. It's a beautiful day. And so every morning when I get up,
sounds profitable.
Actually, usually before bed, I'll do like a Bible study or my daily affirmations, or I'll look at my devotional. I have a couple. So like I try to read something before bed to shut my brain off. I wash my face. I do my AM, PM skincare routine. I do all the things. I try to do the same things. I brush my teeth. I take my vitamins. I go to bed, right? And then the next morning, I get out of my bed. I don't even go to the bathroom. I make my bed. I do not leave the bedroom space until the bed is made, okay? I started doing that years ago. It is a game changer. If you don't make your bed, I highly suggest that's where you start. And if you didn't know, there's a book called Make Your Bed. It's by a Navy SEAL, I believe. But he talks a lot about this, and it's good. And I could tell you, if you're going to change or make one daily habit, it's to make your bed. Make your bed every day. It's a game changer.
There's an actionable step. Make your bed. Are we not adults? Is that not something that we were taught growing up? Whether we do it or not? What the f***?
I don't know why. Because you walk out of your bedroom and you look back and you go, oh, my bed is made. I've already accomplished something for the day. So I've already done something and I just woke up 10 minutes ago. Or whatever. You know what I mean? But you're ready to go. And then, double bonus, you walk downstairs, you're like... My kitchen is clean and the kids are ready to go to school. Coffee, please. Tea, vitamins, water, whatever it is, greens, whatever you're doing. I'm ready to go. I've got my headphones ready for the gym. My water's ready. Here it is. And I'm ready to go. Everything's ready. So not only have I done my face routine, not even makeup, just skincare. I've brushed my teeth. I've made my bed. I'm walking downstairs. It's clean. I'm ready to go. I'm out the door. I'm at the gym. I'm already successful and we're an hour into the day. Okay? So you're already feeling accomplished. Right? And I should say, my dad is military. I was born and raised, and my dad, Oh, if any of you follow Ray, she shared the other day how her dad, you know, you could tell when people are in the military and when they're not. And like, let me tell you, my dad would be like, oh, there's a single crumb. Hold on, let me get the vacuum. Okay. And then this man makes his bed in the morning, and then at night he remakes it so that he can slide in, and it's like tight. Him and my mom every night remake the bed. I can't. It's legit hospital corners. I can tell you, I work in a hospital. They don't even use hospital corners. You want to know why? Because they just use stretchy sheets now. Stretchy sheets. Okay? That's not even a thing, but it is. Anyways, side note. Sorry. Exactly, Mariah. It starts your day off right. Just make your bed.
There's really not much more of substance to this training, but like I said, I am not cutting anything because I don't cut videos or edit to make myself look better.
Just happens naturally.
I just add commentary. Anyway.
You will be mind blown at how amazing it is when you come home and you're like working and you look and you're like, my bed is made. And now it's just something, I can't even leave my room. I cannot even go to the bathroom until my bed is made. I don't brush my teeth. I don't do anything until my bed is made. It's just ingrained in me now. And then typically I will work on something Scentsy related, whether it's like sending off mail. I do a lot of mail. My customer follow-up is like my jam. Posting, I'm like hit or miss with posting. I need to really be better about that because sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm bothering people or like whatever the case may be. I need to get that out of my head. It's not true. You're never bothering anyone. You're never bothering anyone. And if you are, they'll let you know. I can guarantee you. I've been doing this for 17 years. I've had one person in 17 years tell me to stop messaging them. One.
You're almost always bothering people. I was asked over and over and over again. And this is something I've addressed multiple times in the past too. But a lot of times when you're sending people messages about buying from your MLM or joining your MLM, they're getting fucking annoyed, but they're trying to be nice. So they're just saying, no, thank you.
There's other people that have opted out, but literally one person has physically, verbally told me like, do not write me again. She was hostile. We'll pray for her too. And that was fine. Okay.
Oh, she's in my prayer circle. Welcome. The prayers aren't really working for me. I wonder if they are for you. If you are watching this video, let me know if her prayers are working for you. I need more prayers. Please. Somebody. Who's got my voodoo doll? I'm done.
Okay, so you're never bothering anyone. And if you are, they'll let you know. Period. Okay. And so those are my non-negotiable systems. So think about what systems you have in place, right? Think about the things, and as you can see, a lot of those aren't even, one of those is Scentsy related, but the things that I do also help my business and me mentally. So they do in turn help my business. Does that make sense? I want you to stay flexible, okay? Plans change. Embrace change, guys. Embrace the change because every day your plans aren't going to go as you hope and wish for, right?
Embrace the change because Scentsy just changed everything. I have a couple videos on my channel about the recent changes, but a lot of Scentsy leaders were already getting their teams ready by saying, just get ready for change. It was very ironic. And I'm not pinning that on this individual. I saw multiple leaders saying, embrace change right before the changes were announced. While we're on that subject, I haven't really covered the new changes or the rollout of the changes. However, Julie Anderson has been doing a phenomenal job covering the changes at Scentsy, so I highly recommend going to check out her channel. If you do want to hear more about the changes on things that I didn't cover, or you just want a different perspective, she is a great watch as far as Scentsy content goes as well. But anyway, let's get back into this bullshit, shall we?
My man, he is like very much a plans guy, and if something goes off track, he thinks the whole day is derailed, and we've worked on that a lot this past year. I'm like, that's not how it works. One plan changed, your whole life didn't change. So work around, adapt, embrace, don't lose momentum. If you have to, you recoup, regroup, and keep going, okay? I always forget about Scentsy Connect. Yes, guys, Scentsy Connect is amazing. It's only because I use Project Broadcast, and so, like, everything's already in my system, and so, like, Scentsy Connect is amazing. If you are not using it, please use it. Yeah, there's been plenty of people that have been opted out of my newsletter list. I don't even look at it. You don't have to worry your minds about that, guys. It's okay. And again, like somebody, like Chris said, It's none of our business. If they want to be removed, that's totally fine. But here's the thing. Some of those people then come back and be like, how come I'm not getting any communication from you? You opted out of my stuff. That's why. And then they're like, oh, I didn't mean to. So like, usually I don't look at it and I just continue sending things. And if they see it, they see it. And if they don't, they don't. But I still always personally reach out. And sometimes they just want to be personally reached out to and not on an email list, which is fine. Okay. Resilience is key. Don't let it shut you down. You have to learn to grow with the ebbs and flows. And that's not just in your business. That's with life in general. All the time. There's always bumps in the road. There's always hills to climb. There's always things that are happening.
This is the inspirational quote portion of this live stream.
And you just have to work around it. You just have to plan around it and continue on the path of what you desire. Whatever it is, that goal, whatever you're looking for, there's going to be a way to get there, but there's going to be snafus along the way. Okay. And like, yes, Chris, exactly. You have to show yourself grace, you guys, because we're not robots. We're humans with feelings and lives and hearts and just all the things. Right. And so give yourself grace. Something that didn't go like that you didn't succeed in isn't a failure. And again, this is something else my best friend taught me, Jennifer. Just because something didn't happen the way you want it to happen does not mean it's a failure. Seriously. Just because something didn't happen the way you wanted it to happen does not mean you're a failure. Okay? It took me 12 years to hit superstar director. Okay? As all my friends were hitting it around me, people that came in hit it in a year. What if I gave up?
It's hard for me because I watched this individual struggle to reach that rank. As somebody who was on the outside and then on the inside and then on the outside of this situation for all of the years this individual was in Scentsy, I will say that I watched her struggle to reach the top. And that's not to say anything about this individual. That's to say something huge about Scentsy. This individual did join 17 years ago. She started very early and she was able to recruit people. She's a very charismatic person in person. She's not a bad human being. She truly doesn't have a bad bone in her body. And I want to make that part blatantly clear because I know I can be very abrasive and I'm very straightforward when it's just me and my camera and my microphone. But this is how I feel. So I don't hold back. However, I never want that to come across as me just really hating a person. I hope it doesn't come across that way. Like I said, I just enjoy talking shit. So this person, like, she really doesn't have a bad bone in her body. She's a very kind person. I'm not doing this to spread hate like these individuals think we're trying to do on our channels, on our outlets. These are the MLM participants, and that's the reality of the situation. And the activities that they're taking part in are problematic. With all of that said, like I said, I watched this individual from the outside, from the inside, and from the outside again. And it should not have taken her 12 years to reach the top of that company. It should have taken her at the most 2 to 3. She sells a lot of Scentsy, and there's no reason that somebody with that amount of sales should be struggling that hard to get to the top of the team. And I think that's very important to point out and highlight that she said it took her 12 years. That speaks very loudly to how difficult it is to get to a point where you can make some kind of money that's going to help you in any way, shape, or form. It shouldn't have taken her that long. Every person that I react to on my channel that is in an MLM or in some kind of scammy situation has fallen victim to the business opportunity scam. They are not the target ever. The true target in all of my videos, at least on my channel, is the company that I'm talking about. And I just want to make that part clear because I will always have love for this individual. That will never go away, but we need to call some shit out.
If I quit, then I would have never hit it, right? Just because it took me 12 years and it took somebody else 2 doesn't mean I'm a failure. Just because it took you 8 years and somebody else 1 doesn't mean you're a failure. You're doing what you're doing and you didn't give up. Okay? So I know that sounds cliche and I'm sure it is, but again, it's not. You're doing this. You're doing this. This is incredible. Like, keep going. Keep doing what you're doing.
Don't keep doing what you're doing. If you're somebody that watches training and you believe that you can get to the top of the company, the likelihood of that happening is so slim. Leave and try something else. It is okay to leave your MLM and go to a full-time job if that is something you want to do. or start your own Etsy business if that is something you desire to do. You do not have to keep believing that you're going to make it to the top one day, because the odds are not in your favor. The odds of you succeeding somewhere else on your own, in your own creative way, are so much higher. So if you have the ability to do that and you're stuck in an MLM right now, let this be your permission. Leave and start what you want to do, because you'll probably be more successful.
And so stay on your path. There's going to be things that come in your way. There's going to be things that change. You just have to work around it. You just go with the flow. Again, cliche. I know there's so many cliches in here, but like, it's so true. Oh my gosh, my nose is so itchy. And so, in what I want to say for my closing points here. Again, cliche, but you are the author of your story, okay? You get to decide where you want to go and what you want to do. Consistency is so important. You're right, Megan. And that's something I preach all the time. Consistency is so important. It's the fact that you keep going, even when it gets hard. And if you have to like take a step back, but you still keep going, or you lessen your burden because of whatever, you're still going forward. It's when you stop that things don't progress. It sounded like somebody just fell in the tub. I don't hear any crying. Beautiful. Change lives in consistency. Goals live in consistency. So many things live in consistency. And that's not just with your business. That's with everything. That's with everything, right? My skincare lives in consistency, right? I just started a new skincare regimen because I'm like sick of all of this. Okay. Going to the gym consistently, change lives there. Everything, taking my vitamins every day. Well, my change lives there. Consistency lives there. Drinking my water every day. Consistency lives there as I drink my Coke Zero. Because I still drink one a day. And so you truly are the author of your story. You get to write the story. Don't let anybody else write the story for you. This is your story to write. Today is day 1 or day 6, wherever you are at this month. But no matter where you are, keep going, right? Because every day is still going to keep coming. Everything's going to still keep happening. You've got this. You get to write the story. You get to change what you want to change. You get to say, you get to call the shots. You're the playmaker here, okay? And so what's your first chapter in 2025 going to be? Are you trying to earn the incentive trip? Where are you at? Is that something you're trying hard for? Then keep going. And even if you don't make it, that doesn't mean that you failed. Do you understand? That doesn't mean that you failed, okay? Last year I had level 2 or level 3, I can't even remember. I had level 2 points, but I didn't have enough sponsoring points. I was short like 500 points. So I earned level 1. Did I fail? No, I didn't. I didn't fail. My business still grew. I still had new people on my team. Things still changed. I just didn't earn the next level, okay? That doesn't mean I failed. You have to remember that. It's not failing. Failing is when you say, I'm done with this. I give up. I'm throwing in the towel. I can't do this. And even then, I wouldn't even call it a failure. I'd say you gave up on yourself, or you gave up hope, or you thought you couldn't do it. I don't think it's a failure. And so I want you to just be really clear on that. Just because something isn't working out isn't a failure, okay? I want you to write the chapters every month. I want this year to be about you. I want you to have it how you want it to be. And it will be, okay? So set your tone, set your routines, start your habits. All those things are going to evolve, right? What you want to change will change. You need to really reflect on last year, though, to go, okay, I don't want that to happen again, so let's do this. And then focus on that every single day. It's 2025 isn't just another year, okay? It's not just another year. This is your year, and it's your year to rewrite your story, okay? I hope that helps. Somebody was asking about this sweatshirt. I saw it a couple times. These we made at Superstar Director Summit. We got to like customize them however we wanted. So like, I don't even know. I don't remember what's on mine. I have this Superstar Director, Summit right here. And then I put my name here and the logo. I think that's all I have. Everybody did something different. It's super fun. I hope that helps. I hope you were able to take something away from this. I'm super proud of you guys. I'm so glad you came to hang out with me. I appreciate you all. I'm so excited for all of you. I'm so excited to hear your stories from this year. I'm so excited to see what you do. It's going to be a good year. I can feel it. I could already feel it. And so if you need help on decluttering or purging or any of those things, send me a message, send me a friend request, follow me on Instagram. Mega Ball Trades is my name over there. If you need follow-up, let me know. I'm on YouTube. I haven't really updated that, but you can find my mini binder system there if you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's from a couple years ago. I hope you guys have a great day. Night. I hope you have a fabulous month. Remember, it's only January 6th, y'all. There is a whole month to be had. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so excited for 2025. I hope you have a fabulous year. Here we go.
Okay, well, that was the emptiest Scentsy training I may have ever watched in my life. I really have nothing more to say. It's so awkward because I have so many eyes on me right now in my family, and I know it, and it's annoying the out of me. Welcome to my job, I guess. If you're new here and you're in my bloodline, Hello. I hope you had fun. I don't think I was too mean. Make sure you hit the like button, share it out, subscribe. I feel so awkward right now. Anyway, as always, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.
I feel like blessing my ride today. I feel like blessing my ride.